Seniors, just one daily habit to restore muscle strength like you're 40 again. Introduction and initial points. Have you felt like your strength just isn't what it used to be? Climbing stairs is a little tougher. Carrying groceries feels heavier, or even standing up from a chair takes more effort than before? You're not imagining it. As we age, especially after we hit our 60s, many of us notice a slow but steady loss of muscle. It doesn't happen overnight, but one day, we might find ourselves wondering, when did this get so hard? Here's the truth most people don't talk about enough. Muscle loss as we age is common. Yes, but it's not inevitable. You do not have to accept weakness or frailty as your new normal. In fact, science now shows that your body still has an amazing ability to rebuild and regain strength. No matter your age, even if you're 70 or 80, you can turn the tide. And you don't need a miracle pill or a fancy gym membership. Just one simple daily habit can start restoring your muscle strength and energy in ways that truly feel like turning back the clock. Think about this. By the time we reach 80, we can lose up to 50% of our muscle mass. That's not just about looking fit. This affects everything from our balance to our independence. This condition, called sarcopenia, impacts over 50 million seniors around the world. It's one of the biggest reasons older adults experience falls, reduced mobility, and even early dependency on others. But here's the good news, it's never too late. Studies are clear, muscle loss can be slowed, stopped, and in many cases, reversed. That's why in this video, we're going to dive deep into some incredibly powerful daily habits that help restore your muscle strength, without exhausting routines or extreme diets. Just practical, science-backed habits that work with your body's natural ability to heal, repair, and grow stronger. We'll talk about 7 habits in total. And today, we're going to explore the first few together. These are the kinds of habits that superagers, yes, that's a real term for people over 70 who still live vibrant, active lives, use every day to stay strong and independent. Let's begin with a habit that might sound surprising but is incredibly effective, introducing hormetic stressors. Now, I know that might sound like a mouthful, but stay with me here. Hormetic stress is simply the kind of good stress that actually helps your body get stronger. It's like how lifting weights stresses your muscles a little, but in doing so, it signals them to grow. The same concept applies to your cells and your metabolism. When we introduce mild, controlled stressors, things like a short cold shower, or a gentle heat exposure like a sauna session, our bodies don't get weaker. They get tougher. Let me give you an example. Superagers often practice cold exposure. I know, the idea of a cold shower might make you shiver just thinking about it, but hear me out. Even just 30 seconds of cool water at the end of your shower has been shown to improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and stimulate your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. It's like flipping a switch in your body that says, wake up, repair, get strong. On the other end of the spectrum, heat exposure, like sitting in a sauna for 15 to 20 minutes, can also stimulate muscle repair and growth. It increases a kind of heat shock protein in the body that helps rebuild damaged muscle and even protects the brain from aging. And it doesn't stop there. Intermittent fasting, another simple hormetic stressor, is gaining huge popularity among older adults. It's not about starving yourself. It's about giving your body breaks from constant eating so it can focus on healing. When you go for 12 to 16 hours without eating, say, finishing dinner at 7 p.m. and not eating until 9 or 11 the next morning, your body taps into a cleanup process called autophagy. That means your cells start repairing themselves, clearing out waste, and becoming more efficient. This directly helps muscle function, reduces inflammation, and boosts longevity. Even isometric exercises, where you hold a position rather than move through it, like a wall sit or a plank, create low-level stress that strengthens your muscles without joint strain. They're especially good if you're just getting back into movement and want something safe yet effective. The key here isn't to shock your body, it's to gently challenge it. Just like learning a new skill or language keeps your brain sharp. These small physical stressors wake up your muscles and activate your body's natural resilience. Now, I can imagine what some of you might be thinking. This sounds interesting. But I'm not exactly jumping into an ice bath. And that's totally okay. You don't need to do everything all at once. Even starting with a 30-second cool rinse at the end of your warm shower. Or adding a couple of 12-hour fasts into your week can start building those benefits. What matters is building a habit. Something small, something doable, and something that reminds your body it's still capable of getting stronger, because it is. Now let's move on to the next powerful habit. This one's all about how we eat, not just what we eat. It's called strategic protein timing. You might already know that protein is important for building muscle. But here's something many people don't realize. It's not just how much protein you eat in a day, it's when and how you eat it that makes all the difference. Most people, especially older adults, eat very little protein at breakfast and lunch, then pile most of it into dinner. But that pattern doesn't work well for muscle maintenance. As we age, our bodies become a little less efficient at processing protein, a condition known as anabolic resistance. What this means is, we need a slightly higher protein intake at each meal to get the same muscle building effect we used to get with less. So instead of having a bowl of cereal for breakfast, a light salad at lunch, and then a big steak for dinner, a better approach is to spread your protein more evenly. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. That's about the size of a palm of chicken breast, a couple of eggs with yogurt, or even a plant-based protein shake if that's easier on your stomach. Here's why this works. When your muscles receive a steady, balanced flow of amino acids from protein throughout the day, they stay in a building mode longer. You're giving your body the tools it needs when it needs them, not trying to play catch up with a heavy dinner. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Let's say for breakfast, you have scrambled eggs with a slice of whole grain toast and a spoonful of Greek yogurt. For lunch, maybe a tuna sandwich or a lentil soup with some cheese. Then dinner could be a grilled piece of salmon with steamed vegetables. Easy, satisfying, and muscle-friendly. For those who prefer lighter meals, adding a protein smoothie with some fruit and nut butter can do wonders too. The key is consistency. Your muscles don't just need exercise, they need fuel to rebuild. And trust me, this one simple shift in your daily meals, distributing your protein more evenly, can have a huge impact. People often report more energy, better recovery after walks or exercise, and even improved sleep. Yes, sleep. Protein helps regulate certain hormones that calm your nervous system and support rest. Now that we've talked about challenging the body with mild stressors and feeding it smartly with protein, let's explore one more habit today, something you might not expect. But it's a game changer when it comes to strength. It's all about vitamin D. Did you know that over 80% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D? It's often called the sunshine vitamin, because our bodies produce it in response to sunlight. But as we age, our ability to make vitamin D through the skin decreases. And if we're not outside as much, or if we're wearing lots of sunscreen, we don't get enough from the sun alone. Why does that matter for muscles? Well, vitamin D doesn't just help with bones, it's essential for muscle contraction and strength. Without enough of it, your muscles don't fire properly. You feel weaker, more tired, and more prone to falls. Ideal vitamin D levels are above 40 nanograms per milliliter in your blood. But most people don't know their levels unless they get tested. So the first step is to ask your doctor for a simple blood test. If your levels are low, and chances are they might be, it's usually recommended to take a supplement of 2.000 to 4.000 IU per day. And here's an important tip. Vitamin D works best when taken with vitamin K2. Why? Because K2 helps direct calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. Without it, too much vitamin D can actually cause calcium buildup where you don't want it. So look for a D3 plus K2 combination. It's widely available and easy to take. Many seniors who start taking vitamin D report not just better energy and stronger muscles, but also improved mood and fewer aches. That's because vitamin D also supports your immune system and helps regulate inflammation, something we'll talk more about next time. And remember, even if you live in a sunny area, it doesn't always mean you're getting enough. Our bodies change, and sometimes we just need a little boost. So, let's take a quick pause here. Today, we've talked about 3 powerful habits. We've explored how mild, good stressors like cold showers or intermittent fasting can wake up your body's repair systems. We've learned that spreading protein throughout the day, rather than loading up at dinner, helps your muscles rebuild stronger. And we've uncovered the hidden role of vitamin D in muscle health and how correcting a deficiency could change the way you feel every single day. These are simple steps, but don't underestimate them. They're like seeds, tiny, daily actions that grow into big, lasting change. And we're just getting started. Middle points. Now that we've explored how mild stressors, protein timing, and vitamin D can dramatically support your strength and energy, let's continue this journey with a few more habits that are just as important, especially for staying active, independent, and confident in your body. Have you ever heard of the term inflammaging? It's a clever combination of two words, inflammation and aging. And it describes something that affects just about every senior, even those who feel pretty healthy. It's the idea that as we age, our bodies develop a constant, low-level inflammation that simmers under the surface. It might not feel like a big deal day to day, but over time, it takes a serious toll on your joints, your heart, your brain, and yes, your muscles. You see, chronic inflammation breaks down muscle tissue faster than your body can rebuild it. It's like trying to patch a roof while it's still raining, no matter how much effort you put in. The damage just keeps happening. That's why managing inflammation daily is one of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to preserve muscle strength and feel younger. So how do we fight back against this silent enemy? Let's start with sleep. You might not think of sleep as a muscle habit, but it absolutely is. When you sleep, especially during deep sleep, your body gets to work repairing muscle tissue, regulating hormones, and flushing out toxins. Poor sleep, on the other hand, raises cortisol, the stress hormone that promotes inflammation and breaks down muscle. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. And if that's been hard for you lately, try establishing a calming nighttime routine. Dim the lights, avoid screens an hour before bed, and maybe enjoy a warm herbal tea or relaxing music. Next is your gut health. Believe it or not, your digestive system plays a big role in inflammation. A healthy gut helps keep your immune system in check, while an unhealthy one leaks toxins into your bloodstream, triggering, you guessed it, inflammation. Eating fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi can feed the good bacteria in your gut. Even a daily probiotic supplement can help restore balance. And of course, we can't forget about movement. Moderate intensity exercise, like brisk walking, water aerobics, or cycling, actually reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and supports joint and muscle health. You don't need to run marathons. Even 20 to 30 minutes a day of light activity can make a world of difference. Superagers also swear by anti-inflammatory nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish such as salmon or sardines, as well as in flax seeds and walnuts. If you're not a fish eater, no problem, a good fish oil supplement can help, too. Then there's curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. It's one of nature's most powerful inflammation fighters. You can add turmeric to soups, eggs, or take it in capsule form. Just make sure it includes black pepper extract, which boosts absorption. And don't overlook the power of polyphenols. These are natural compounds found in colorful fruits and vegetables like blueberries, spinach, broccoli, and green tea. They're tiny inflammation warriors that help protect your cells and keep your muscles functioning smoothly. Now, let's talk about another habit that often gets ignored, even by health-conscious folks: micronutrients and supplements. You probably already take a multivitamin or two, but not all nutrients are created equal, and some are especially important for older adults who want to maintain muscle strength. Take magnesium, for instance. Most people don't get enough of it. And that's a big deal because magnesium is involved in over 300 processes in the body, including muscle function. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can cramp, spasm, or feel weak. Foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and black beans are rich in magnesium. But if you're not getting enough from food, a gentle supplement like magnesium glycinate can be very helpful, especially before bed to improve sleep. 2. Then there's creatine. You might have heard of it in the context of athletes or bodybuilders. But guess what? Seniors benefit from creatine even more. That's because it helps fuel muscle contractions, improves energy, and supports brain health. Studies show that taking just 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day, even without intense exercise, can improve strength, endurance, and recovery. It's one of the most well-researched, Safe supplements for aging adults looking to regain their strength. Let's not forget about vitamin B12, particularly the methylated form. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food decreases, and a deficiency can lead to fatigue, muscle weakness, and even nerve damage. A methylated B12 supplement bypasses this absorption issue and supports both muscle and brain function. 2 more essential nutrients for muscle health: zinc and selenium. Zinc helps regulate testosterone and immune function, while selenium supports thyroid health, both of which play a role in your metabolism and muscle maintenance. Just a few Brazil nuts a week can give you all the selenium you need. And finally, chromium, a trace mineral that helps with blood sugar regulation. Why does that matter? Because stable blood sugar means stable energy levels, and fewer crashes that leave you feeling weak or tired. Now, I know that might sound like a lot of pills and powders, but you don't need to take everything at once. Think of this more like creating a toolbox. Depending on your unique body and what you may be low in, you can add the right tools over time. A good starting point is to get a blood panel done with your doctor, or even a basic nutrient test to see where you stand. And remember, no supplement replaces real food. Think of supplements as just that, a supplement to a healthy, colorful diet filled with variety. Before we wrap up this section, I want to touch on something that's incredibly powerful but doesn't get nearly enough credit: the neuromuscular connection. This is the invisible handshake between your brain and your muscles. And as we get older, this connection weakens, not because we're aging, but because we stop practicing it. Think of it like a phone line. If you don't use it, the signal fades. But if you keep talking on it, moving, balancing, coordinating, the line stays strong. That's why one of the most effective things you can do to stay strong is to train your balance, coordination, and muscle control. And the best part? It can be fun. Tai Chi, for example, is like meditation in motion. It gently works your balance, core strength, and muscle awareness, all without straining your joints. It's been shown to reduce fall risk and even improve confidence in seniors. Dancing is another incredible option. Whether it's ballroom, salsa, or just swaying in your kitchen to your favorite tune, dancing activates the entire body and sharpens the brain-muscle link. Plus, it boosts mood and gives you a little cardio workout. And here's a surprising one: ping pong. This fast-paced but low-impact game sharpens reflexes, enhances coordination, and strengthens both your arms and core. Not to mention, it keeps the brain firing on all cylinders. Even simple daily activities, like balancing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or practicing heel-to-toe walks down your hallway, can reinforce that neuromuscular connection. And don't forget breathing. Deep, intentional breathing, like box breathing, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4, activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That calms the body, improves oxygenation, and enhances the brain's communication with muscles. All of this matters because muscles aren't just about mass. They're about function. If your muscles don't respond quickly, if they can't stabilize you when you trip or help you get up from a low chair, they're not doing their full job. That's where the neuromuscular work shines. It brings your strength to life in everyday moments. So, just take a moment to reflect. You now have a rich toolbox of habits. You've learned how to tame chronic inflammation with sleep, gut health, movement, and powerful anti-inflammatory nutrients. You've been introduced to key micronutrients, magnesium, creatine, B12, zinc, and more, that quietly support your body's muscle-building machinery. And you've discovered the beauty of reconnecting your brain and body through movement, balance, and even joyful activities like dancing or ping pong. The amazing part? These aren't extreme changes. They're small steps, gentle shifts, but when you put them together consistently, they build something remarkable. And we still haven't covered the most powerful habit of all, the one that can truly turn back the clock on muscle aging. Let's keep going. Now that we've explored so many powerful habits, from battling inflammation to reconnecting your brain and muscles, there's one final habit left to share. And this one? It's the game changer. The one habit that truly separates those who just hope to age well from those who actually do. It's called progressive resistance training. And if you take just one thing from this entire video, let it be this: strength doesn't disappear with age, it disappears with disuse. And the incredible truth? You can get it back. I know what you might be thinking. Weights? At my age? But hear me out. This isn't about lifting heavy barbells or turning into a bodybuilder. It's about gradually, safely, and intentionally challenging your muscles to do just a little more than they did yesterday. Because muscles respond to challenge. When you push them, even just a little, they adapt. They grow. They strengthen. It's not magic. It's biology. And it works at any age. Studies show that seniors in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who start resistance training see dramatic improvements in muscle mass, bone density, balance, and confidence. One 12-week study found that people in their 70s gained over 3 pounds of lean muscle and improved their strength by 35%, just from basic resistance training. Let that sink in. In just 3 months, people who thought their strength was gone for good were walking taller, moving easier, and feeling decades younger. So how do you do it? You start where you are. No gym? No problem. You can begin with your own body weight, simple squats using a chair, standing push-ups against the wall, or gentle lunges while holding onto a counter. You don't need fancy equipment either. Soup cans or water bottles make great starter weights. Resistance bands are lightweight, inexpensive, and incredibly effective. And if you're up for it, small dumbbells or kettlebells can be added over time. The key is this: you must progress. If you use the same resistance over and over, your muscles get comfortable. But if you add just a little more, an extra rep, a heavier bottle, a slower tempo, your muscles have to work harder. That's called progressive overload, and it's the secret behind every strong, capable senior you've ever seen. Focus on compound movements, exercises that work multiple muscles at once. Think squats, lunges, push-ups, rows. These mirror the movements you do in everyday life: standing, reaching, lifting. They're practical, powerful, and efficient. And here's something important: rest is part of the process. Muscles grow when they recover, not just when you're working them. So don't feel like you need to train every day. In fact, just 2 30-minute sessions a week, yes, only 2, can yield incredible benefits when done consistently. Make it social if that helps. Join a community center fitness class. Invite a neighbor to walk and do chair squats together. Or follow along with online videos made just for seniors. You'll find a wealth of gentle yet effective workouts designed for every level. And please, don't let fear hold you back. Many seniors worry about getting injured. But did you know that the lack of strength is far more dangerous than resistance training? Weak muscles are one of the leading causes of falls, and falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in people over 65. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. Because you can do something about it. Strong legs mean safer steps. Strong arms mean greater independence. Strong muscles mean freedom. And even if you've never exercised a day in your life, it is never too late to start. There's a beautiful quote from a woman in her 80s who began weight training for the first time. She said, "For the first time in years, I don't feel fragile. I feel solid. I feel alive." Isn't that what we all want? To feel alive in our bodies again? To trust them, to enjoy them, to move through life with energy. Not hesitation? That's what this is really about. It's not about trying to be 40 again. It's about honoring your age and realizing that strength, vitality, and confidence don't have an expiration date. They just need a little invitation to return. Let's pause and take a breath. We've come a long way in this conversation. From understanding how muscle loss isn't inevitable, to exploring the incredible tools at your fingertips: nutrients, movement, mindset. So here's a gentle recap, not a list, but a reminder from one friend to another. You've learned that small stressors, like cold showers, saunas, and fasting, can awaken your body's natural repair systems. You've discovered how spreading protein throughout your meals helps overcome resistance to muscle growth. You've seen the vital role of vitamin D and its powerful effect on strength, especially when paired with K2. You've uncovered how daily choices around sleep, gut health, and anti-inflammatory foods shape your muscular future. You now know the underrated heroes of strength: magnesium, creatine, B12, zinc, selenium, all quietly working behind the scenes to keep your muscles humming. And you've reconnected with the joy of movement: Tai Chi, dancing, even playful games like ping pong, that train not just your muscles but your mind. And finally, You've met the single most powerful ally in your quest for strength: resistance training. The habit that rewires your body for resilience. Now, the only thing left is action. Start where you are. Take just one habit from today's video and try it. Maybe tonight you add an extra scoop of protein to your soup. Maybe tomorrow you do 3 gentle squats holding onto the kitchen counter. Maybe this weekend, you dust off your walking shoes and call a friend for a stroll. Maybe you try box breathing right now. With me, let's try it together, shall we? Inhale for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel that calm? That's your body tuning in. That's your nervous system slowing down. That's you taking back control. You have more power than you realize, more strength than you think, and more time than you might believe. So I encourage you, I invite you to begin. Not perfectly, not intensely, but gently, consistently, lovingly. Your muscles are listening, your body is waiting, and the road to renewed strength starts with a single step. If this video spoke to you, if even one idea made you feel hopeful, please share your thoughts in the comments. What habit will you start today? What strength do you want to rebuild? And if you found this helpful, give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more simple, inspiring ways to live healthier, stronger, and longer. We're building a community of vibrant seniors here, and we'd love to have you be part of it. Remember, aging doesn't mean fading, it means evolving, and with just one daily habit, you can restore the strength, energy, and vitality that have always been yours. Wishing you joy, movement, and strength at every age.